Okay, so I just tweeted everything out. We'll wait for people to get in. I do want to talk about things that I liked from this episode. Just give me a second. Um, I don't know. Wasn't paying attention. Yo, MP Dagger, what's up, man? Welcome to the chat. Okay. So things that I liked, some things that I liked from this episode. Well, I liked how they closed out certain character storylines. Theon, I thought that was a really good way to go out. I liked how tense it was at the beginning, where you don't really know what's going to happen. That there's like so many. All the Dothraki go out and they just, they have their swords are in flames, and they go out and then all of a sudden they just get wiped out like that. And that was pretty surprising to me because I was just like, oh my gosh, the Night King's not messing around. The Night King uses his people like cannon fodder. I will say that. Like, he just throws them out there and he's just like, I don't care. I don't care if you die, you're going to die. And I just want to make sure that, everything. I just want to make sure that I succeed with my goal. And so I liked that a lot. I thought it was pretty interesting. Arya taking out the Night King. That was cool. I was sitting there thinking to myself, I was like, oh my gosh, Night King's going to win. He's going to win. And then Arya comes, and I knew once he had her like in a chokehold, I knew that, yeah, he was done for. I really thought the Night King was going to talk. I didn't, actually, Dagger. I wouldn't have liked that. I like that he had a smile, though. I'm thinking he might be a Targaryen. I really am. The flames didn't bother him. And, I mean, he got poured down on the flames. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Dude, that was crazy. I didn't expect them to get wiped. Yeah, they got pretty wiped out. What's up, man? What's up? How are you, Quays? Night King blew 1 million to 40,000 lead. Yeah. The Night King just used his people like cannon fodder because he can control people. He can bring people back to life. So he knew ultimately that he was going to have the entire army of Winterfell that goes down. So what are you doing? Oh. Yeah, sorry guys. My wife is distracting me. That was crazy. The dagger that was used to try and kill Bran was you. Yeah. I noticed that. And I liked her move. It was, I felt like I'd seen the move in like a movie or something before, but it was really nice how she dropped it and then she grabbed it and stabbed him. That was really cool. And it was in the same location. I believe, watching inside the episode, Wise and Benioff said that it was in the same exact location that was used to create the Night King. So that was really nice. Hello, hey Mercury Pro, welcome to the chat, man. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I'm out of words. Yeah, me too. It was a great episode, Mercury. I really enjoyed it. We had some major deaths. Jorah had an amazing heroic moment, saving the woman that he loves, and I thought Tyrion. I thought Tyrion was going to bite it for a second, and I was getting so nervous. I was like, "Oh my gosh, no!" He had that really nice moment with Sansa. Luckily, though, my boy Tyrion survived another day. What's up, Blind Archer? Good to see you back in the chat, man. When Jon was one-on-one with the Night King, I thought he was going to die. Yeah, me too. I didn't really know what was going to happen. Jon went up face-to-face with that dragon. I was thinking maybe he would like let the dragon, blow fire on him to prove that he is a Targaryen and he can withstand fire. But, it didn't happen that way. Arya killed the Night King before they even had a chance. I cried, not gonna lie. Really, Dagger? I didn't. And it's not that I didn't want to cry. There's a lot of emotional and touching moments, but I feel like the weight of the entire episode and the action and everything that was going on, I think I was just more stressed out as opposed to just kind of having that emotion of being sad. It was sad to see Jorah die, but I kind of expected it, to be honest. He had a big moment with Samwell, and he went out the way he wanted to. ultimately, he should have died way back in the day with grayscale, but he lived, and it is what it is. So can we please agree that this was the greatest battle in TV history? It was really good. It was really good. 54 nights to shoot all this. I mean, that's crazy. It's crazy what we just witnessed. TV history for sure. One of the biggest and most immense things I've ever seen in my entire life. I really enjoyed it. Great action, but there was also a lot of character moments in this episode, and I really like the character moments that they build in the show. You have a nice moment between Sansa and Tyrion, which I believe that they're going to get back together, baby. I'm swinging it. I think they're going to get back together. I'm surprised Daenerys lived, and I'm a little disappointed because I don't like Daenerys. I'm not a fan of her. I was kind of hoping she would die, but it didn't happen. Hi, good to be here too. Yeah, thanks, Mike. Good to see you, man. Welcome to the chat. If the show ended now, I wouldn't be mad. No, I would be a little bit, just because I want to see what's going to happen at King's Landing. There's more of that story to tell, and it looks like they're prepping for the battle for the throne. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be pretty interesting. I'm surprised Jaime didn't die. Sir Brienne of Tarth did not die. I mean, that was crazy. Arya for the win. Yep, I agree, Laundry. Arya for the win. Hey, man, sorry if you mentioned this, but do you think Bran bit it? No, she didn't. It looked like she survived, Mike. It looked like she survived. It looked like she was struggling, but she survived. And I think, I don't know. We'll see where it goes from here with her. I think she's just going to continue to protect Sansa and maybe hook up with Jaime or Tormund, because he didn't die either. Dude, Lyanna killing the... Oh, yeah, I wanted to say that, MP. Yeah, one of my favorite moments probably my favorite moment had to have been Lady Mormont. What a boss, man. That little girl is a boss. She took out a giant. She died, but she sat there. She stood there and continued to fight. I mean, amazing, amazing. I loved that little girl. It's sad that she died. It's sad that she bit it. The show is going to be different without her for sure. And that was just a really, really touching moment. I mean, she went out like a boss. So you can't be mad about the way that she went out. She was awesome. Sam the Coward crying. Yeah, Laundry. It's got to be tough for Sam. He's always kind of been the guy who has always been under the radar. A lot of people don't give him enough credit, and it's got to be scary, man. I would be freaking out if I saw that many deadly people coming towards me. And, at least he was out there in the front lines. He could have stayed in the crypt. They gave him the option to stay in the crypt. He decided not to. And I was surprised he was battling with everyone else. Night King should have at least been naked if he was a Targaryen. Danny was. Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody really wanted to see that, to be honest, Archer. I don't know. I think he's a Targaryen. It doesn't matter now. His story's done. We're done with the White Walkers, which I'm really happy about. I predicted last week that their story was going to come to a close with this episode. And I want to see what's going to happen at King's Landing now. That's where we go. Yeah, $15 million for one episode. That's it's a huge budget. But it looked amazing. I mean, it looked absolutely incredible. And it's so cool to see something like this, something so big, so epic as this battle. I mean, you got the Dothraki, they all get obliterated. You have, all these White Walkers that are just running towards the gates. They're literally just cannon fodder. They're scaling up the walls for the castle, which I thought was cool because that's kind of reminded me of World War Z. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but there's a scene where all the zombies are climbing on top of each other to get up top of this big giant wall where everyone is. That was really, really cool. So there's a lot to love about this episode, and $15 million. Yeah. It was totally worth it, bro. Theon's sacrifice, about time. I teared up because knowing the unpredictability of the producers, I thought he won. Dude, Theon went out the best way he could. He redeemed himself. He, went out and decided, you know what? He knew he was going to lose. He knew he had no chance against the Night King. He looked death in the face and he just charged at it. And I loved that about Theon in this episode. It's sad to see him go. His story was done, though. There was nothing left for him to do. He died sacrificing his life for Bran. And, he died at home. Like Brandon said, he died being at home, and he was home. And that was amazing to see. Jon and Dany are going to make babies now. I don't know. I still think Dany might see him as a threat for the Iron Throne. I still think she kind of loves him, but we'll have to see. I don't know if it's a sure thing that they're going to continue their relationship. Also knowing that they're related. We'll see how they react. They haven't really said anything about that because Dany only cares about her Iron Throne. So I hope she doesn't sit at it at the end, and I don't think she will, to be honest. Well, it's obvious. Cersei will die. Jon and Dany will rule, and here you go, greatest TV show ever. That's awesome, man. Dude, if that happens, I will not be upset. I will not be upset. I just hope that she respects Jon. She wants to sit on the Iron Throne by herself, and I don't know if she really wants to rule with somebody else, especially a king. If she wants to have somebody that, like a king type of figure, because she's a very dominant person. I hope it's Tyrion and Sansa at the end sitting on the Iron Throne, or it could be Arya and Gendry. I mean, it could be anybody. It could even be Cersei and Euron. I mean, who knows at this point what's going to happen? I just hope that it's going to be somebody like Tyrion, somebody who deserves it, and it makes sense why they're sitting there at the end. Even if it is Cersei, I want it to make sense. Sam almost died like 6 times, but good for him. I also wonder if anyone we know died in the crypt. Didn't look like it. Archer did not look like anybody that we know died in the crypt. I thought maybe what's Sam's girlfriend's name? I can't remember what her name is. I should know it. Gilly. You guys are probably commenting right below. It's Gilly. Yeah, Gilly. I thought she was going to be dead, and it looked like maybe they grabbed her, but no, she got out. It looked like everyone from the crypt that we know is fine. They would have mentioned something. Oh, there's not a ghost in my apartment. Don't worry. It's just my wife going into the other room. Can you close the door, Michaela? I'm going to be out in a second. Okay. But yeah, she doesn't want to be on camera, but yeah, so it didn't look like anybody that we knew had died. It looked like everyone was fine. Because they probably would have at least shown us a glimpse of somebody if it was somebody that we knew. Oh, sorry. There's a jump here. So okay. Grey Worm and Tormund surviving was crazy alongside the Dead Starks raising from the dead. Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Lady Mormont rising from the dead really got me. I was like, no, I love Lady Mormont. I don't want her to raise from the dead. But yeah. Grey Worm surviving actually really surprised me. Tormund, maybe not so much, because I still think there's a little bit you could do there. And he is a character that, everyone really loves. But, yeah, Grey Worm surviving was kind of surprising. It looked like he was going to bite the bullet. Finally, you're live. Yeah, I kept checking your channel. Yeah, thanks, Chewbecca. It's great to have you in here. Yeah, I started a little later today. I had my brother-in-law over here, and so he was kind of leaving as I was trying to set up everything, and so it just took a couple minutes. I also kind of got to the episode like a couple minutes late, again, because we were like eating dinner. So yeah, yo, Chewbecca, yeah, everyone say hi to Chewbecca in the chat, and Dagger, and Mike D, Laundry Day, everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's awesome to have you guys here. Do you think too many people are getting these long focus on type deaths? I would like some characters to go quickly, more realistic. Does everyone need slow music and close-ups? I don't know. You know what? I kind of agree with you, Mike. I do. I think, though, the only reason why I would say that I would look at it from the other perspective is because we've come to know these characters and we've come to love these characters for so long. It is nice to kind of be able to see, that last moment that they have. I think Jorah went out in the perfect way. I think Lady Mormont, her death was pretty quick, but she was a character that, a lot of people loved. I love Lady Mormont. I think she was awesome. And she went out heroically. Theon went out, and even though you could say his journey's been a roller coaster, because it's been an up and down course, but at the same time, it's nice to see somebody like Theon go out the way that he did, and it's nice to see him redeem himself completely. For me, he's been redeemed for a little bit, but it's nice to finally see that. I think Cersei will win. No, Euron will be king. We'll see, Laundry. We'll see. I wouldn't, you never know with this show. I I don't think they're going to go with the obvious choice. I really don't. It could be the less obvious, is like an Arya and Gendry ruling at the end. I mean, Gendry has a very strong claim to the throne. I would even say he's probably even a stronger claim to the throne than somebody like a Jon Snow or a Daenerys Targaryen. After tonight's episode, I don't know what's going to happen with Dany and Jon. Yeah, I agree, Chewbacca. We'll have to see what happens. She cares about her Iron Throne. That's all she cares about. She knew, I think, one of her motivations for coming back, because I thought for sure she wasn't going to come back with the dragon. I think one of her motivations for coming back was, I need people to help me win the Iron Throne. I can't do it by myself. That's all she cares about. She's prideful. We'll see if anything changes after, what they just went through, but I highly, 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 highly doubt it. I don't know. For me, she's kind of too far gone. And at this point, I was hoping that she would die, just because I don't even want her to get the satisfaction of making it to King's Landing for a big battle, but looks like they're going to go that way. Arya came out of nowhere, like, surprise. Yeah. It's Fizzy. Yeah. It was a surprise to me too. I thought for sure the Night King was about to win, and I was going to be like, oh my gosh, like, they're going to go now. It's going to be about King's Landing and, having to protect themselves against the White Walkers. But Arya coming in, she just did that huge jump. I'm surprised none of the Night King's, generals or followers or whatever, even attempted to kill her. But that was really cool. And I'm happy it was Arya. I'm really happy it was Arya. It's like she's been training for this the entire time on the show. Good luck cleaning up Winterfell. I mean, what are they going to do? I think, I think they're going to burn the bodies. Yeah, a lot of death this episode. It was really cool. I'm happy I'm not on the cleaning crew, Chewbacca. I'm really happy. MP Dagger. Also think about it. She has saved him twice now. The third time will be her demise. Also, Rhaegal, Jon's dragon, ripping the Night King's dragon face off was glorious. Dude, I know. It was so good. Saved him. Yeah. Are you talking about, you're talking about Dany, right? Dany saved him twice. Yeah, she has. She's come through the clutch. She's saved, Jon, and she's done the things that she needs to do to show that she's compassionate, but she's not really compassionate. I don't buy into it. I really don't. Blind Archer. The crazy thing is that Bronn has never seen the future, and if he, there's a jump. Okay. Bronn has never seen the future, and if he could have, yeah, but he knew Theon was about to die. Yeah, probably. You're probably right, Archer. But I don't necessarily know if he's like a douche, if he can't, or, if he's, I don't know if I'd say that per se. I think he knew Theon was going to die, and that's why he told Theon, "You're a good man. Thank you." Because Theon, he had no chance against the Night King one-on-one. It wasn't even close, but that was a really nice moment. It was really nice that, Theon got that closure as well, that Bran, he forgives him. And he truly, truly loved Theon. Gilly. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Yeah, I figured it out. Thank you, guys. Beric says, kill the Night King and all of the rest die. Jon says, you don't understand. So Arya kills the Night King, and what happens, just as Beric said would happen. Rip-off episode. Really, Iron? Okay, you didn't like the episode? Okay. I thought it was a really good episode. Beric, he also died saving Arya, which I thought was really nice. It made sense to me that they had to kill the Night King. They had no chance anyway else. I mean, he had the numbers, he had the strategy clearly. Dany got really impatient, and she kind of almost screwed them over, really, from her stupidity, because they wanted the Night King to reveal himself earlier. Maybe a lot less people would have died, but I think it was a good episode, Iron. I have to disagree with you, but hey, it's your opinion, man. I understand that. I also wanted Tyrion and Sansa to kiss after all that. I think they will, Chewbacca. I think they will. I think there's going to be a romance between them, and you know what? I will be happy, to be honest. This is something that I think Tyrion deserves. It looked like, they both have compassion for each other. They both love each other. And what I thought Tyrion was going to die, and I almost had my heartstrings pulled. Like I almost started crying, guys. If he would have died, I would have cried for sure. But I'm happy that he lived, and I think we'll see what happens. I think something tells me that they're gonna get together. Is she crawling on the floor? Remember the CNN guy, LMAO? Is she crawling on the floor? Oh, you're asking about my wife? Yeah, she's crawling on the floor. Yeah, she doesn't care about being on camera. But yeah, I think that the person that will win is the one who killed the last king. What do you mean? Do you mean like laundry? Are you talking about Jamie? You think the person that will win is the one who killed the last king? So Jamie? Or wait, I'm sorry, Tommen. Tommen died. He committed suicide. Great. I mean, the people who killed Joffrey, they're dead. Robert Baratheon died from being drunk, getting attacked by a boar. Are you talking about Jamie? Jamie's like the only character left that has killed a king. Okay. House Mormont is dead. Yeah. Lyanna and Jorah are dead. I thought Melisandre would bring him back, but she just faded into dust. Crazy thing is, who was the prince who was promised since Dany and Jon lived? You know, it's funny. I knew she was coming back. Melisandre. I knew she was going to come back. I hated her. She did a good thing this episode. She did a good thing, and she died. She died. Yes, she died. The witch is dead. No, but in all seriousness, she did do something spectacular. You know, she kind of proved that the Lord of Light is a true thing. And I don't think it's more than just her being a witch or magic or anything like that. So yeah, she came back, she died, but I knew she wasn't going to bring anybody back. I think after the whole Jon thing, I think everyone's kind of weirded out by that. So yeah, I don't think, and Jorah, he served his purpose. You know, there's something with Jon. She knew that there was something with Jon and that Jon didn't finish his mission, and he clearly didn't. Sorry, Dagger. Ed's death was stupid. Sam caused it. I quote his famous words, "The one who survives burn our bodies." Yeah, Sam did cause it. It's sad that Ed died the way that he did, but you know, he went out saving Samwell and showed that he truly is a man of the Night's Watch. Sam, you know, it's hard for me to say, you know, to look down on somebody like Sam. He's just been through a lot, and you know, he at least was up there fighting. He didn't have to be there. I think Jamie is the prince who was promised. Really? That prophecy is linked to Maggie the Frog's prophecy of Cersei, in my opinion. Cool. I have no idea. I'm not even gonna say. Yeah, we'll see. Jamie is still alive, so a lot of the big players are still alive. Jorah died, Theon died, but like the big heavy players from the beginning, they seem like they're all still alive. So we'll see what happens. The castle's name is so perfect. Winterfell equals where winter fell. Winter is the Night King, and he fell at Winterfell. Oh, the irony. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Thanks, Dagger. That's pretty awesome that you put two and two together like that. That's cool. Yeah, now we move to King's Landing. I think that's where the next story is going to be, and we'll see. Bronn gave that dagger to Arya. He's seen it coming. Quite possibly, Fizzy, quite possibly. Maybe he even gave it to like Tyrion, and Tyrion gave it to Arya or something, because there was that conversation last week between Tyrion and Bronn. We never got to see it play out. We never heard what they were talking about, or Tyrion and Bran, sorry. But we know that I know something had to have happened, because at the beginning of this episode, when everything is kind of getting tense and it's building up for this big fight, you know, you get that split moment where Tyrion and Bran are kind of walking past each other, and they look at each other, and you could just tell that they know something. And yeah, so we'll just have to see. Chewbacca, they'll stay together because Jon promised to help her if she helped him. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Exactly. Jon is going to help Dany try to win the Iron Throne, and we'll see what happens from there. We'll see where it goes. I don't think Dany is going to survive. She might last up until the end of the season in the last episode, but I really don't see her being a heavy player or a favorite really to win the Iron Throne. But I thought she was going to die this week, so we'll have to wait and see. Yo, Fizzy, you were onto something. He said, you need it more than I do. He can 100% see the future. He is the one influencing the living's favor. Yeah, you're right. He did say that, Dagger. You are right. I don't know why. I don't know. I don't know what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, he did say that to Arya, and he didn't need it. He's disabled. He can't fight, but really cool. The way they get rid of the NK was cheap. The way they get rid of the NK Night King was cheap. Really? Okay. I don't really see Joaquin. The only thing is I don't really see how you could do that, how you could kill the Night King without having to do that. You have to play some type of trick on him because he's very smart. It seems like he kind of thinks one step ahead, or a couple steps ahead, I should say. So I don't see how you go into this fight winning it against the Night King without doing something like that. But hey, that's what you think, man. That's what you think. One general saw her when he looked over his shoulder. I saw that, like, what is he looking at? Yeah, I felt like at the time, though, I don't know. See, here's the thing, Archer. I felt when that was happening that this general was more kind of looking because he felt like wind or felt something kind of near him. It's just odd to me that they wouldn't try to protect the Night King. But maybe the Night King just told him to halt. I mean, the Night King gives them all commands. They pretty much do what the Night King says. So, the Night King wasn't anticipating that, thinking that he could take Arya himself. And, well, it was his demise. Even though I am glad the Night King is dead, it was sort of anticlimactic. Okay. I don't see that point, Laundry. I disagree, but I can understand if somebody thinks it's anticlimactic for sure, because it's been building up since, the first episode. But I've always felt like this part of the story has always kind of been on the side, that this story I figured was going to wrap up in Battle of Winterfell. Night King did his damage. His story has come to an end. He doesn't want to sit on the Iron Throne or anything. So to me, it just makes sense to end it the way that they did. So yeah. UN Casa Binoculars. She's proved she's compassionate with Jorah. Yeah, she cares about Jorah. She doesn't love him the way that he loves her. She never has, and he knew that. He's been friend zoned forever, and he goes out doing what he wanted to do, and that was saving the woman that he loved. And what a way to go out. I thought the Night King was going to kneel down to Bran. What do you think? Ooh. Yeah, it was kind of weird because he kind of looked at Bran for a really long period of time. I don't know if he was going to try to kneel to him. It's kind of weird. Here's what I thought was going to happen. Now, I'm happy they didn't do this, but I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, he's kind of looking at Bran. What if he wants to like touch Bran, and for some reason Bran just has he understands a way to like bring the Night King back to being alive. I don't know. It was weird. That's what I was thinking, but I'm happy they didn't go that route. But that's cool that you thought that he was going to kneel. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. He did give him a really long glance, and I didn't really know what was going to happen. I respect your opinion and insights. You are a good man, sir. Salute. Oh, thank you, Iron. That means a lot. Thank you for joining the chat, dude. It's really good to have new people in here talking Game of Thrones. It's always a lot of fun. I agree with Laundry. The biggest threat that's been teased since season 1 ended so quick. That episode was a masterpiece, but his death was so unexpected, and that made it amazing. Okay. I mean, again, Dagger, I don't agree. I don't see it that way. I've always kind of felt it more as a side story. It's always been more about the Iron Throne. But okay, if that's what you think, I can't, say, well, you're wrong, because you're not. I mean, that's how you feel. I felt like it worked for me, but hey, it didn't work for you, and that's okay. Your Honor, Jamie. Laundry Day. Okay. Your Honor, Jamie. Euron killed a king? Oh, yeah, he did. You're right, he did. I always forget about Greyjoy. Yeah, his brother Greyjoy. I don't see Euron being the king. I think Euron is predictable. And I think their ship stand have no chance against a dragon. Jamie, I don't think he'll sit on the Iron Throne, to be honest. I don't think he wants that. He doesn't really know politics. It seems like I think he realizes that all the Iron Throne has ever done for his family has just caused trouble. So we'll see. Yep, my prediction for Jorah dying was correct. Yeah, me too, OJ. I knew going in that Jorah was going to die. I thought Grey Worm was going to die. I knew Theon was going to die because they foreshadowed a lot of it. I thought Brienne was going to die. Jamie, I thought he was going to bite it, but I'm happy with what they did. I can't complain at all with what they gave us. I thought it was really nice. They gave us those moments that we wanted with characters that we love. Lady Mormont, man, awesome character. She's dead. But she killed a flippin' giant. How amazing is that? The Lord of Light helped them win with all the fire. I think he will talk to Danny or John, and we will find out who is the real prince who was promised. That whole prophecy is what Melisandre lived by. Quite possibly, Dagger. Quite possibly. The Lord of Light did prove that he is real. I'm believing more and more into Lord of Light, but I still don't like Melisandre, and I'm happy she's dead. Ed was also the 999th Lord Commander. I think after killing Cersei, Jamie will become the 1000th. Really? Interesting. I like that theory. That's a good one, Dagger. Dagger knows his stuff, guys. You're getting into something. You're getting into something that I like. Neil, took a while to find you. Great episode. Thank you, Neil. Thanks for coming back, man. It's good to see you again. Happy you're back in the chat. Yeah. Yeah, the film fan, guys. Make sure I'm not done. Don't worry, I'm not done. I'm going to continue answering questions and stuff. We're going to go for a while. But I just kind of want to, shameless plug my channel. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel down below. I post content like this every single week on the weekly. I'm going to be doing just a quick insight of what I'm going to be doing. Don't worry, I'm going to get back to your questions. I will answer all your questions. We're going to continue to talk more Game of Thrones because I just love talking with you guys. But just I want to give you guys some insight of what I'm doing this upcoming week. So I posted my Avengers Endgame non-spoiler review Friday. So go check that out if you haven't. Tomorrow I'll be doing a live chat kind of like this where I'm just going to be talking all spoilers of Avengers Endgame. So if you're interested, if you've seen the movie, join and we'll talk about Avengers Endgame, which it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to talking about it. And then on Tuesday, I'm doing an MCU ranking. I'll be doing a ranking video of all the 22 films and what I think, what my ranking list is. And then on Wednesday, I'm going to do a special ranking of something that I haven't seen it on YouTube, but maybe. And that is every single Stan Lee cameo in the MCU, because this one was his last one, unfortunately. I will be doing a ranking of every single Stan Lee cameo in the MCU from my least favorite to my favorite. So definitely subscribe to the channel, guys. And also follow me on Twitter. I think I have that all down below. I talk a lot about Game of Thrones on Twitter, and I talk a lot about movies and stuff like that. So if you're interested, subscribe and join the film fan community. It's awesome. Anyway, let me get back to your guys' questions. Just want to get that shameless plug out there. Sam was such a liability out there, got Ed killed, should have stayed in the crypt and helped fight the walkers there. I understand. I understand the hate for Sam. Sam is a coward, and he's really redeemed. He's really shown that he is bold, and just being out there in the battlefield, I think was pretty bold. I think he was a little over his head. I don't think him or anybody else expected the scale that they had of how many White Walkers were going to be coming to Winterfell. They had no chance. I mean, they had to have taken out the Night King. And so to me, Sam being a liability, he was, and Ed died. Ed, there was, what else was there left for Ed to do, to be honest? He was never really a main character to me, but yeah, it is sad, but I don't know. I don't think John or Danny will be the leader. I think who will actually win will be Jamie. He was sitting on the throne after killing the Mad King. He will save everybody again. Really? The love for Jamie. Jamie's a great character. Oh man, there's a big jump. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think it'll be Jamie, but you never know with this show. You never have any idea. Maybe he'll be the 1000th Lord Commander, like Dagger said. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. I'd be down to see that. Good catch, Dagger, on the Winterfell analogy. Yeah, guys. Good. Dagger did a great job. Thank you, Mike, for pointing that out. Your question isn't there. I don't get what you're saying. Dagger, let me know below what you're saying. Everyone who died had a pretty heroic death, even the Mormont girl. Yeah. Oh, Lady Mormont. I was sad when she died. That was probably the saddest death for me. I did not expect her to die at all. She's so strong. She's so brave and bold. She was a dang good leader. And the Mormont family, they're done. I don't think they have anybody else left in the Mormont family. So it's going to be interesting. It could be foreshadowing for maybe that there is going to be no more House leaders or anything like that. Maybe it's just going to be more of a democracy. We'll see. So I guess the show wants to make Cersei the main villain of the season. I would have done it the other way. Really? That would have been interesting. I think Cersei as a villain works better because you can actually hear Cersei's thoughts. You can see her react. She talks. I think the Night King, if they would have made the Night King the villain at the end, I think they would have put themselves in a little bit of a corner. And it would have been really hard for us to kind of feel real fear from the Night King. He is a fearful character, but we don't know anything about him. We've only known everything that Bran has told us. And I'm looking forward to just kind of going off of Cersei and seeing, because she's always really been the main villain of this show, though. The Lannisters have always truly been the real villains of this show. So to me, I'm okay with it. You can't call it a side story, in my opinion. Really? Okay. I mean, I'm just stating, like, Neil, all I'm saying is, for me, it felt like the White Walker story was always kind of in the background. It was always secondary to everything else that's going on. So to me, it was never truly a main story. What I guess I'm not trying to say like it's not important. That's not, by putting it as a side story, I'm not saying it's not important. What I'm saying is it's always kind of been in the background, as opposed to what is truly the real purpose of the show, which is the true Game of Thrones. I mean, the show is called Game of Thrones. And so to me, I think of it more as, I guess I shouldn't say side story. It's more of a background situation that's really been escalating for 8 years, and it's really taken its time. I agree with you on the Night King being a side story. The stories of the people we've been watching for the last decade is the core of the story. I agree. It's always been about this game for the throne, with the Lannisters, the Starks, Jon Snow, the Targaryens. This is what it's all been escalating to, and the Baratheons even. This is what I want to see. I want to see what happens at the end of that story with the characters that we know and we love. Because to be honest, the White Walkers, I don't love them. I don't love any character. I don't like the Night King. I don't like any of the White Walkers because they're just cannon fodder. They really are. And they're really just used to escalate the plot further for the main story. Not going to lie, I thought Bran was warning the Night King. That would have been a twist. Was warging. OJ, I don't know what that word is, but I will say this: that it would have been cool if there was a twist between Bran and the Night King. I thought they might have gone that direction. I thought they were going to go that direction. They didn't. Kind of happy with the way it ended. I can't lie. I'm just happy that whole battle was so immersive. It was so awesome to see visually. My brain hurt after watching it, and it was awesome. This is what we wanted. Everyone's complained. A lot of people have complained about the first 2 episodes being slow. This is the episode that people wanted, and I thought it lived up to the hype. I still think that the first episode of this season is better from a storytelling point. However, I did like this episode a lot. I really liked it. The Night King looked like he recognized Bran, like he was trying to say, "You are me." I mean, he did give him a look. It was kind of weird. I didn't think he was going to say anything. But the whole Bran being the Night King, I started buying into it, but then I kind of thought to myself as well that it would kind of be hard, because then you'd have, how would it make sense for Bran to be living in the present and then also like have a time element to it where he comes back to the past to destroy himself. It never kind of like equated with me how that could work and how they could pull that off from a storytelling perspective. So I didn't think they were going to go that way, but I'm happy with what we got. I feel like Grey Worm was a coward. He retreated while his soldiers all died. Yeah. I think what it was, I don't think it was him being a coward. Let me defend Grey Worm a little bit. He has somebody. Missandei is the love of his life. And I think life means more to him now than it ever did before. And he wants to love Missandei. Missandei is, the woman that he cares for the most. And I feel like, he wants to live for her. And so it's hard to say, like, I can't say that he didn't retreat because he did, but I feel like it was also part of the plan as well. I think because he's the commander of the Unsullied, there's a responsibility there. Daenerys has bigger plans for him. She has a lot of trust in him. So to me, and it's always been for him, I think his whole arc of the story has always been two things, escalating his relationship with Missandei and also getting Daenerys to King's Landing and helping her win the Iron Throne. That's always kind of been his overall overarching story. But it is pretty interesting the way that they crafted him this episode. I thought for sure he'd be more in the middle of it, but I'm just surprised he survived, to be honest. I'm really surprised Grey Worm didn't bite the bullet. How are they going to defeat Cersei? The army is so depleted. I don't think the North has a chance. We'll see. We'll see, Laundry. I don't know. They lost a lot of people, and it's going to be interesting what they try to do. They could get the Iron Islands. There's still a lot of people on the Iron Islands. I mean, Yara still has quite a bit of people with her. I'm sure Yara will fight with her. People in King's Landing could rise up, people that don't like Cersei. I mean, we'll see what happens. Because fear from Cersei's point of view can only get you so far. And Cersei, a lot of people hate her. So if a lot of people find out that there's somebody else who is gunning to have the Iron Throne that's not Cersei Lannister, well, then they might just fight for the other side. With the Whites dead, north of the wall is now safe, negating the need for a wall. I want to see how they rebuild since so many died. Also, do you think Bran can raise the dead to his advantage? So let me answer the first question, or the first comment. The wall is now safe, negating the need for a wall. I want to see how they rebuild since so many died. Yeah, I don't think they need a wall. I really do not think they need a wall, because now it was always about the wildlings and the White Walkers being protected from those groups of people. The wildlings, though, are now a part of the community, a part of everyone. And the White Walkers are dead, so yeah, there is no need for a wall. Do I think they're going to build it up, though? Possibly. You never know what other threat lies out there. You have no idea. I mean, the world is so verse. There's so many things going on. I mean, anything can happen. And so I do think that they should still build up the wall, even though there's no need for it in the immediate present. But I do think you always have to, keep your people safe. I think the tease in the episode comes with retrospect. That whole episode, I'm just thinking to myself, there's just too many, and he keeps making more. So the whole time I was wondering what's next. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, part of me felt that the Night King, I've always kind of felt like he had no motivation. And last episode, you find out from Bran that, he wants to completely destroy humanity, he wants a long night. And that's what his whole purpose is. And so for me, I've always kind of felt like, that he had truly no purpose. He didn't want the Iron Throne. A lot of people thought that. What's he going to do? Everyone's dead. Everyone already follows you anyway. There is no order. There's no need for a throne in that case. So to me, it was always that there's something else. But yeah, it's interesting. He had a lot on his army, but I don't know how it works. Cause I know like before he would just touch people. I don't know if it's, they died by the blade of the White Walkers or something. So like they rise as White Walkers. I have no idea, but the story's over. So it doesn't matter at this point anymore. The Night King's end goal is the much bigger threat. What is his end goal though? Cause the thing is he wanted a long night, but he failed because he lost. He ultimately lost. Arya killed him, therefore he lost. So how does he still have an end goal? I don't think there's any more White Walkers. I think that story is done. I think it's over with. So we'll see. Brandon Marker, hey, MP Dagger and the Film Fan. What's up, Brandon? Nice to see you back in the chat, man. Happy that you're here. What'd you think about the episode? Let me know. Mike D has a point. Why wouldn't he kill Danny or John when he had the chance? I feel like he just wanted to get to Bran. There's something about Bran, and like if he killed Bran, he accomplished what he wanted. He wiped out history. History never existed at that point. So he wanted to kill Bran. That was his mission. I think when it came to Jon Snow, I think there's a respect for him there. But I also feel like once he kills Bran, his whole army can kill anybody they want, because literally they were screwed. They had no chance. So and he's just going to use his army. He's not going to fight him one-on-one. He doesn't want to risk death. And I think he knows how good Jon Snow is. I really think he knows how good Jon Snow is with a sword. That was glorious. Yeah, man, it was good. It was a great episode, Brandon. I want to know your I want to know what you think was glorious in the episode. I thought it was a really good episode. It tied to storylines to a close the way that I wanted them to. And I think it was one of those episodes that will go down in history as probably one of the greatest episodes in television history, if not the greatest. I mean, it was massive. It was massive. It looked like on the scale of something that you'd see in the movie theater. It was insane. I loved it. I loved it. It had that cinema. It had that cinema feel to it. Definite cinema feel, and it just engulfed you in this fantasy world. Wow. Hey, Brandon. Indeed, I thought Tyrion was going to kiss Sansa. Laundry. They're going to get together. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that Sansa and Tyrion are going to get together. I really do. Sansa has a lot of respect for him, and the way that he treated her when they were married, never laid a finger on her. He was always such a kind person. And he even said, in that episode when they got married that, he could have done whatever he wanted to her, but he wouldn't. He just wouldn't do it. He had too much respect for her, and he's not that type of person. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I mean, he kissed her hand. Yeah, I guess that sufficed as a start to the romance. Yeah, I think there's something going on there. And when they were talking down at the cave, when it was really, I love that moment between them when he tells her, me and you, we should have just stayed together. And, they're kind of flirting a little bit. And Sansa says, well, it wouldn't work now because of, Daenerys, because, you're the queen of the hand and I don't agree with her at all. So it's pretty interesting. We'll see what happens. I mean, Daenerys has to die for something to really happen between them. I mean, a real kiss before dying. Whoo, yeah. He didn't die though, thank goodness. So there's still time for a kiss for sure. Quay said he asked you a question, but it was never there. Really? Quays, put your question down below what it was. It might have for some reason messages are getting retracted somehow. I don't know if it's just like curse words or something, but if you just try to send it in again, I will totally for sure read it. I love your guys' comments and your questions. So sorry about that, Quays. I didn't see it. I think I've been going down the line, but let me know what your question was. I'm looking back. Yeah, it got retracted, it looks like. So just send it again. So I didn't even get to see it, Quays. I didn't even get to see it. Didn't get much Ghost action. Maybe he's the one to kill Cersei. Yeah, Ghost, he was there. He was running with the herd of Dothraki and Jorah, and then you don't really see him. I don't know if he survived. I mean, it was surprising to me to see Ghost in the actual battle, because what is a direwolf really going to do against a bunch of White Walkers? We'll see if he lived. Interesting question, Brandon. Interesting thought, because I forgot about Ghost. I really did, and it was something that in the beginning of the episode I was like, I'm totally going to mention this on my live stream. I love how Ghost is running with the army and stuff. But then, I just kind of forgot about it because he wasn't on screen. I didn't get to see him after that. Mormont Castle on Bear Island, foreclosure sale if you want to buy a castle cheap. Yeah, unfortunately, The Mormonts are gone. Jorah died. Lady Mormont died heroically. They both died heroically. We'll see what happens on Bear Island. We'll see who gets that at the end. Maybe there'll be a democracy. Maybe, the Iron Throne is going to be destroyed. We'll see what happens. I mean, it's going to be interesting. We only have 3 episodes left, guys. 3 episodes, and it's over. And I cannot wait. Question: what is left to rule if all of the houses are dead? Yeah, Laundry. There's not a lot to rule, that's for sure. But like I just said, I think we're in for a treat. I really think that the whole Iron Throne, there's going to be some type of twist with that, and maybe at the end of it, maybe they're going to be a democracy. I don't know. I think Bronn won't kill Tyrion or Cersei. He always fights for the side with the best odds, and whoever pays the most. Dany will promise more than Jaime will. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think Bronn is going to kill Tyrion or Jaime. He always does go with the best odds, but I also think that there is some loyalty there, and there's a relationship between both Tyrion and him and Jaime and him. And I think him and Jaime have a better relationship. I think they trust each other. They're very similar. And so I don't see him killing either of them, to be honest. I think he'll, fight for Dany's side and try to take down Cersei. I really do. Book is called A Song of Ice and Fire. Yes, I did know that. Neil, I did know that. I ship Dany and Bronn. Okay, maybe. I mean, I don't know if she's gonna end up with Jon Snow. I don't think so. I mean, I personally don't think so. I think Dany's gonna die. I think Jon doesn't care about ruling, but at the same time, Jon's an honest person, and he does what he needs to do, what is kind of bestowed upon him. And if it's to rule the 7 kingdoms, well, then he'll do that, and he'll do it with, humility and grace. So we'll see what happens. MP Dagger, I didn't say anything about Dany or Jon, LOL. Okay. I'll be pissed if Bronn kills Tyrion or Jaime for Cersei. I don't think he will, Neil. I don't think he will. We'll see what happens. I could be completely wrong. I probably am, because I don't know anything. But I don't see him killing Jaime or Tyrion. I don't see how it's going to benefit him, because he knows Cersei is not a good person at all, and she's a user. So we'll see. When you said Bronn could be Warging controlling his body. Oh, the Night King. I think it was Bronn protecting them. Okay, now I understand what you were saying earlier. I think it was Neil or Laundry or somebody had mentioned warging, and I was like, I don't know what that means, but duh. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry for whoever that was. That was stupid of me. Yeah, maybe. I don't know if we'll ever know. We'll see if Bronn even says anything. Bronn's very humble. He's a boss. He just kind of sits there like a boss and just does his work, doesn't really say much. There's not a lot of gray area with Bronn. He does say a lot of stuff that's on his mind too. So we'll see what happens. Talvez o Bronn sea o novo rey da note será extraño aquella troca de hollares. Talvez o Bronn sea o novo rey da note será. So I do know a little bit of Spanish, Diego, a little bit. Well, not a little bit. I lived in El Salvador for 2 years, so I do know Spanish. But I don't know. O novo rey da note será talvez o bronce. Oh, okay. You're saying, so I think you're saying that he's going to be like a knight, right? Bronn could be like a knight. Yeah. I don't know if that's even been bestowed upon him yet. But he could. I think Jaime can make him a knight, or Sir Bran of Tarth, if they're still around. Sorry, Diego. I should know Spanish, man. I'm so sorry. It's been a couple years since I've lived in El Salvador, and I have not brushed up on my Spanish that well. I know Talvez is maybe, and I know some of the words that you're saying, but like Ollares, I know Estraño, Aquella. I think you're saying Aquella and Troca. Yeah, sorry, Diego, man. I'm so sorry. I need to be better. You just gave me a challenge that I need to brush up on my Spanish. Warg, Bran is a warg. Bran is a warg. That's how he taps into the ravens and his wolf, just like the wildling who warged into the hawk who, tried to eat Jon's face. Yeah. Yep. I did know that, Archer. I did know that. I feel bad because I was stupid and didn't. I don't know. It might have even been you who sent in the question. I'm so sorry about that. I don't know what I was thinking. Hi. Hey, Diego. All right, guys and gals, I'm going to call it a night. I have school tomorrow and a bunch of AP tests coming up. Good night, everyone. Good night, Dagger. Good to see you in the chat, man. Thanks for coming in. We'll have to figure something out. I do still want to do like a video with you. I'm trying to figure out my schedule. This past week was kind of crazy seeing Endgame, and it was my first week back at school, so I'm trying to kind of get back in the groove of everything. So yeah, we'll figure something out for sure. So I do want to talk Game of Thrones with you, man, and have you on here. Do you think there's anyone who can sneak into King's Landing to talk to Cersei and exploit a weakness like before, maybe Bronn? I don't know. I don't think there is anybody. She doesn't trust Tyrion. She doesn't trust Jaime. The only person I can see is Jaime, but I think that ship has sailed. I don't see anybody being able to really sneak into King's Landing, to be honest with you. At this point, I think it's kind of a lost cause. Did the Night King smile at Dany? Also, yeah, he did smile at Dany. Which I kind of I thought that was a little odd. So I'm thinking I think he was a Targaryen. I'm pretty sure. He could be the Mad King. I don't know. Also, how is Grey Worm just going to leave with Missandei after the war is won? Is he going to hand Dany a resignation letter? Dany is in the mob. You do not leave. Well, so Laundry. The only way I could see this happening is because she loves both Missandei and Grey Worm, and she respects them so much. And they have their freedom. They're not slaves to her. I feel like she will give them. She will give them their freedom to go and do as they please, and to go and leave together. So we'll see how that works. We'll see how that happens per se, but yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. I don't know if Dany's going to live. I really don't. I didn't think Grey Worm was going to live, so we'll see what happens. Another YouTuber thought the Night King should have died in episode 5. He thought it was way too early. I think people get attached to their own opinions, I feel. Yeah, that happens a lot, actually. But I don't think the Night King should have stayed alive. I think he served his purpose in the story. He caused mayhem and really depleted the army of the North. So to me, I think he served his purpose. And even if he would have lived, I feel like the storytellers, I think Wise and Benioff do a fantastic job with telling the story and doing things at the right moment. Peace out, Dagger. Yeah, peace out. See you, Dagger. Varys needs to win back his little birds. Yeah, yeah, he does. I think at this point it's kind of a lost cause, to be honest. I think Varys is just trying to stay alive, and he knows. I think he believes in Dany. He's done with Cersei. What was Night King's purpose? Well, Soul Hatton. So it was actually explained in the first episode or last week's episode. I think it was last week's episode where they're all it's like the war room. They're all sitting around in a circle and they're talking about what's going to happen in this battle. And Bran tells them, what the Night King wants. The Night King wants him because he wants one long night. He wants to pretty much erase human existence or any knowledge of human existence or living existence. So that's what he really wanted. That was his whole purpose. I agree. Best episode in TV history. Yeah, it was awesome. It was fantastic. It was really cool. Why does he want to wipe off humanity? I don't know. He just wanted one long night. I think it was just because, he was just tired of being in the cold and, winter, and we'll never know. Neil, because he's a prick. Yeah, he is. Night King sucks, man. What a tool. It looked like he has to have something important to do here. And all throughout the series, he was just big bad wolf. Yeah, that's why I've always kind of felt like it's always been kind of in the background. It's never really been something at the forefront because it never has needed to be. And I think what they've done with his character, I think he served his purpose. And yeah, yeah. Close to the end when everyone was dying, I was hoping the entire episode was Bran looking into the future like Doctor Strange in Infinity War. Then he could have warned everyone we need to retreat. Yeah, I don't think Bran can. I don't think he can see the future. I think that's one thing that they already clarified. I think he can only see the past and the present, and he can only see certain perspectives. And I think it's in the past. I think it's just his history or like his family history, not other people's history per se. I don't really know how that works all that well, but that would have been an interesting twist with Avengers Endgame and everything. That would have been interesting. We will not win this battle. Yeah, that's something that the Hound says, and the Hound, he was scared. You actually got to see the Hound being scared, but he fought for something. That something was Arya. You can see that he truly cares about Arya, and Arya. That was a really nice moment when Arya shot an arrow and killed a White Walker, and the Hound looks up and boom, it's Arya right there. She saved his life. I mean, great moment. Again, that's what I liked about this episode. There's still a lot of those character moments. The Doctor Strange is great. Yeah, Doctor Strange is fantastic. Not sure if this was already mentioned that Bran gave Tyrion at the beginning of the episode. Yeah, Brandon, I was saying that there's something there. Bran gave Tyrion something. He gave him some insight because if you remember last episode, they're sitting in the fire and Tyrion pulls up to him and he goes, "Hey, you've had an interesting journey." And Bran goes, "Yeah, it's kind of too long to tell." And he's like, "Well, good thing we're in a castle in the middle of winter with nowhere to go." So that was really nice. And then there's nothing mentioned after that. So I think there's going to be something that comes up in the future. And I think both of them know something because they glanced at each other before in the beginning of the episode, and there was something there. So we'll just have to wait and see what it is. I think Jon needs to recruit all of Westeros to defeat Cersei, and Dany calls her allies in Essos, aka Daddario. We'll see if Daddario is alive. It was mentioned before that Daddario died, kind of like subtly. So we'll see if that is actually a thing. I don't know if he'll come back. I don't really want him to come back. I think he served his purpose as well. All of Westeros, yeah. I think King's Landing, there's going to be some type of uprising, and they're going to choose a side. And I think it's going to be with Dany because a lot of people do not like Cersei. Ghost is alive in the promo for next episode. Let's go. I have to watch that again, Brandon. Thanks for mentioning that. I did watch the promo, but I only saw it once. So I am going to watch the episode again probably on Tuesday because I'm going to go see Endgame again tomorrow for the third time. So I'll watch the episode again on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I'll look more into that. So thanks for giving me the heads up on that. And his army. We will not win this battle and his army. You're talking about the Night King's army? Yeah, it's massive, dude. Quaze. His army was massive. Oh, just before I go to bed, I just analyzed the teaser for next episode. I think Euron proposed to Cersei. They burn the dead. Both dragons survived, and maybe Dany and Jon get married. Or the Northmen are cheering her and backing her as their queen. You see a lot of ships. I believe this is Yar, and I think instead of traveling by land, they are heading straight for King's Landing. Okay, good night, all. That is awesome, Dagger. Thanks for chiming that in. Yeah, I do think Euron proposed to Cersei, and she'll probably say yes. But who cares? I don't care about Euron or Cersei. I just want to see them die. And to me, it's no surprise. They might get married. We'll see. I doubt it. I don't think so, but I could be way off. I'm always way off on stuff like this. Jorah is going to be awesome as Batman on Titans season 2. Do you watch Titans? I do not watch Titans Passing Fancy, but I'll have to check it out. I've heard good things. I've heard some pretty good things, and I did see that he is playing Batman, which I think is going to be a pretty good role for him. So it's going to be pretty cool. Do you really like Titans? I've heard good things about Titans, and we'll see. It could be a show that I'll watch in the future. Okay, there was some foreshadowing. Jon and Dany marry secretly. He was talking about his mother. It's possible. It is very, very possible that they get married, and we'll see. We will see. I'm looking forward to next week's episode. They didn't really give us a lot in those teasers. They never do, and that's one thing that I really like. Arya and Gendry kiss, which, I mean, obviously they're going to stay together. They're both alive still, so yeah. it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens next week. I'm looking forward to it. I think that this was an episode that set up a lot. It really set up a lot for what's going to happen next. What do you think Bronn was up to warging that whole time? Yeah, I don't know. It's never really clear. I think maybe he was looking to see where the Night King was position wise. Maybe he was also warging a certain creature or something. But I don't know. It was never clear. So that's a really good question, Blockchain. That's something that we've kind of been talking about, is that uncertainty. There's something there that Bronn is maybe not telling them all the way. So we'll just have to wait and see how that affects the rest of the story moving forward. Arya has the best fight scene. Yeah, it's pretty cool. When she jumps up, she leaps up, and it looks like she's going to lose. And then, she drops the dagger, grabs it, stabs him, and defeats the Night King. It was cool that it was Arya. It felt like it felt right, because Jon, to me, it would have been an easy choice and an obvious choice to go with Jon. And so it was really nice to see Arya step up and be able to kill the Night King the way that she did. Do you think Brienne is the beauty that replaces Cersei? Yeah, I think Brienne, we'll see, because there's like that love triangle thing where she's not interested in Tormund. She's interested in Jaime, but Jaime doesn't really know how he feels. And Tormund is like in love with her and wants to have babies with her. We'll see what happens. I think it's fun. I want her to end up with Tormund, to be honest. But I think there's going to be something going on with Jaime and her, and seeing what happens and where that goes. I don't know. Brienne, to me, she's a different type of beauty, because she is a very good character and she has a good heart, and she deserves to be, a Sir. She deserves to be knighted more than any other characters in the series. I love Tormund. Yeah, I love Tormund too. Happy that he didn't die. I thought he was going to die too. It looked like his fate was pretty grim, but I'm happy that he's alive. He's so funny. There's a big woman here. I love him so much. His whole story last week about how he suckled on the teat of a giant for like, I think it's 6 months or something when he was a kid, because she thought that he was her baby. It was great. I thought it was so fun. But yeah, guys. Anyway, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel right below. I post content like this every single week. There's another question. Lyanna took down a giant. Yeah. Lyanna's awesome. She was an awesome character, and I'm happy the way that she went out like a boss. Why did the show choose to show the Hound cowering? That scene. He is a powerhouse. I think he was in over his head. The Hound has always kind of been this tough guy, with this tough exterior, and he doesn't care about anybody, but you can kind of see that. I think Arya changed him a lot to where he's more caring, and he's more considerate. And so to me, I don't know why he cowered, but I'm happy that he redeemed himself by, sticking up and saving Arya, because ultimately, he wanted to save Arya. And there's more to his story. I want to see the battle between him and the Mountain, his brother. I cannot wait for that. And they've been setting that up since the beginning. And I think fire has always kind of been a weakness too. And I think he saw a lot of fire too. Jon was just staring down the dragon's throat like a boss. Gosh, I love our hero. Yeah, he's awesome. He's awesome. And I thought for sure that the fire was going to breathe fire on him, or the dragon was going to breathe. I can't talk, guys. The dragon was going to breathe fire on him. And Jon was going to prove that he is a true Targaryen by taking it. Yeah, it was really cool. Really awesome scene. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see, the dragon blowing fire on him for Jon to prove to everyone that he's a Targaryen, that he's a boss, but it was still cool nonetheless, for sure. But yeah, guys. So I'm really happy that you guys chose to join me on this stream to talk Game of Thrones, Battle for Winterfell. Amazing episode tonight. I loved every minute of it. Cannot wait for next week's episode. 3 episodes left this season. The series is almost over. It's sad, but I think these next 3 episodes are going to be amazing, and they're drawing to a conclusion that is going to be satisfying for everyone. So we'll just have to wait and see how the Game of Thrones plays out. I want you guys to again, I know I said this a couple times already, but subscribe to my channel. Seriously, subscribe to my channel. I do weekly videos and I post content a lot. I will be doing a live spoiler-filled review of Avengers Endgame tomorrow. I'll be seeing it for the third time tomorrow, so I figured it's a good time for me to do that. I'm also going to be doing an MCU ranking on Tuesday, and on Wednesday, I'm going to be doing a Stanley MCU cameo ranking, every single Stanley cameo in the entire MCU franchise. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely, subscribe just for that basis alone. It's pretty sweet. And then I'm also going to be doing a review for the new movie Long Shot with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. And then also next Sunday, again, Game of Thrones recap, live discussion. So definitely make sure you tune in for that to talk more Game of Thrones. If you recall, Quiz, let me answer this question. If you recall, I called the Return of the Red Woman in episode 1 live chat. LOL. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Quiz. I said I didn't want to see her again, but you did. And I loved when she lit all the swords. That was really cool. I think she did some cool things in this episode. I still don't like her character. Happy that she kind of died. She bit the bullet, but she went out at a pretty high note for me, but she's still not redeemable out of all the crap that she's done throughout the entire show. So yeah, guys, that's it for me. Again, thank you guys for watching. It was a lot of fun. I am looking forward to next week's episode and looking forward to having you guys all in the chat again next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. This next episode looks great. And thank you guys for the good nights. I hope that I do have a good night. And I hope you guys as well have a fantastic night and have a great week as we prepare for next week's episode of Game of Thrones. And yeah, so thank you also guys, thank you so much for being respectful in the chat and respecting everyone. I love that we're kind of friends here. We're all friends and we have this cool community to talk about Game of Thrones. We can do it in a respectable manner. And again, these are just my opinions. This is what I think. Doesn't need to be what you think. You don't need to agree with me. And I love that you guys don't. You guys put me in my place and I love it. So yeah, I really appreciate it. Again, subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at Nick__Acosta, where I post stuff on movies and TV shows and all that goodness all the time. And also the Yankees. I'm a huge Yankee fan. Sorry for anybody who's not. And also follow me on Letterboxd too. I have a Letterboxd. It's at I think it's at just Nicholas Acosta or Nick Acosta, one or the other. It's also linked down below the video. So make sure you follow me on Letterboxd for like my movie rankings. I've been doing I've been ranking every movie I've watched so far this year. So you can definitely check that out and you can see what my number one is. Maybe it's Endgame, maybe it's not, maybe it's Us. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys hopefully next week. And I hope I see you guys tomorrow for my Avengers Endgame full spoiler live discussion review. See you guys.